Hello, and welcome to another APAC AMA Lilypad Network AMA. You're joined here today by Steve Kuchin and Tao Sheng from the Lilypad Network, and we're here today to answer all your questions and, well, just geek out with you for a little while. So thanks for joining us. Really great to have you here again. If you've missed our past episodes, please check us out on YouTube at Lilypad Network, of course, which you can also get to at, by visiting our website, lilypad.tech. Also, we do have a growing Discord community. And I'm probably going to mention it probably about 53 times. You can count. Actually, someone keep count. On that note, while we're going through while we're geeking out and having our Ask Me Anything live stream today, if you've got a question, comment, or emoji, they're all accepted. Please drop it into the chat on whatever platform you're coming in from or watching us from. Whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, or on LinkedIn. And again, welcome. We're really glad to have you here and really looking forward to hanging out and geeking out a little bit because, well, that's what we like doing. I can see the chat's already lit up. So hello to everyone in the chat. Tao Sheng, hello, how are you?
Hi, Steve. I'm good, thank you. And hello, all the people from the community. Glad to see you again.
Now, before we get too further, we have some exciting news. It's something we've been talking about for a little while, and so we're going to be doing it. Tao Sheng, do you want to share news?
Yes, thanks, Steve. As Steve said, we are going to expand our community based on our roadmap of Lilypad. We wanted to expand our community in China. As currently I'm based in China, so we are going to launch our Chinese AMA events, our Chinese AMA Lilypad in Mandarin. So basically, the plan is, as we know, we have some biggest cities which are very popular in Web3, like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Chengdu. Especially Chengdu is the capital of Bitcoin, capital of Web3. So we are going to do some small events from the beginning, online and offline. And especially we will have a monthly AMA, like currently the Lilypad AMA Stephen and I are doing right now. So basically we will talk the Lilypad, the technical and roadmap and the token related everything about the Lilypad in Chinese, in Mandarin. And we will also invite other experts and teachers and Web3 experts into the AMA to talk about the Lilypad together, and also Web3 plus AI use cases and opportunities, and also deepins. Based on the big markets of China, we also want to invite some hardware providers, and we maybe also talk about that how to onboard into Lilypad with your hardware. And of course, we will talk about the technical of Lilypad, how to run Lilypad, how to improve, how to install, and the technical details about the Lilypad. Even you want to build some applications over Lilypad, for example, AI and inference and training applications over Lilypad. That is the purpose of the Lilypad network. So that is basically the draft plan. Maybe at the same, we also invited Steve or maybe other core members from Lilypad teams to Chinese community with the translation or other, to give some introduction of Lilypad and the global community and global news. So in Chinese, I wanted to say, 我想说，我们将会有中文的 AMA 在大中华区，不仅是在中国，也有其他的国家，特别是大中华区地区。在中国呢，有一些著名的城市，像上海、深圳、成都。成都呢，也曾经是这个 Web3 的一个 capital， 一个最早的一个城市之一吧。我们将会邀请 行业内的专家以及 Web3 的专家AI 方面的专家和我们一起来探讨 Web3加 AI 的一些可能性。当然，关于 Lilypad 的这个技术细节，我们也会讨论如何去运行 Lilypad，如何修改、升级、改进 Lilypad，特别是基于 Lilypad 上面如何构建 Training、Inference 这样的一些应用。我们也非常欢迎社区的朋友和我们一起来构建这样的一个 AI 社区，围绕着 Lilypad，让我们一起构建Web3 的更好的美好未来。谢谢。Thanks. That is a very short introduction in Mandarin. So let us continue with today's AMA. Okay, Steve.
Amazing. Thank you for that. Just gonna say the fact that you were able to remember what you said the first time around, and just for everyone playing at home, this was not scripted. We were like, we kind of loosely planned it out, so I had no idea what was going to be said. But it sounded like you remembered like everything that you said. So like that was amazing. Also, just going to point out, the growth of the community has been phenomenal, and we're always blown away, and by the amount of people joining. On that note, I haven't mentioned Discord for a little while, so let me get the banner because I've got to get those 50 mentions on. But please join us on Discord if you haven't yet already. There's an amazing community of people across multiple languages. So, and having the Chinese community expand like that is amazing. Special mention to the Titan team, who have really contributed a lot to this project through inputs, debugging, and well, even containerization, which is amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to the AMA version, Mandarin version of the Lilypad network AMA, because it reaches a whole new audience and it just shows how we're growing, which is really cool. You might be wondering when we're going to be doing it. So the way these AMAs work is this particular one is every 2 weeks or every fortnight, depending which part of the world you're in. 2 weeks, fortnight gets some. I don't think the US actually has the word fortnight, but anyway, well, maybe for the game. But anyway, a whole other topic. So what we're going to do. This one will be in English, and then the next version of this, so in 2 weeks' time, that will be the Mandarin version. But we'll put out some comms in our socials and whatnot. I'll probably still be there, but I might be a bit behind the scenes, just helping Tao Sheng push all the buttons and click all the levers and stuff. So anyway, stay tuned for details on that, because that is really cool, and we're really excited about that one. So yeah, it gets more folks into Lilypad community, and we're just shows the growth that we're getting, which is amazing. Now, if you've just joined us, this is the Lilypad network, bi-weekly APAC AMA. So, and you're joined here today by Steve Kuchin and Tao Sheng. If you have any questions, comments, or emojis, please drop them into the chat as we're going, and we'll get to those questions or those comments as we go through. And as usual, we do have a really long list of stuff to talk about today, including something I just decided we may end up talking about, that we built a game. It was a bit of an internal fun thing during the week. So anyway, if we get time, we'll show you the game. It was actually built with Lilypad too. So anyway, we'll get to that soon. First, let's go through. Oh, see, again, I missed a slide. I already talked about that one. But if you do have a question, comment, or emoji, please drop it into the chat as we go. I do need to find a new one of these. So if you have a really funny breaking news caption or picture or meme that I can use in this slide, please hit us up on socials, because I'm always looking for them. Anyway, that one's still there. And I hope where you are in the world, in your part of the world today, or today, tonight, whatever time of day it is, you are well. And if you're watching the recording, hello from the past. So some of the new, more recent news and announcements. We do have a new BioML blog series coming out, because we've been tinkering with a couple of little open source, not really little, but a couple of open source modules recently, including, I believe, CollabFold. Well, actually, we've been playing with that one for a little while, and it's pretty involved. Essentially, what it is, for those that aren't familiar, and this goes into the research science, or DSci side of Lilypad. But basically, CollabFold allows you to synthesize or use machine learning processes or a machine learning module to be able to create synthetic compounds and sort of see how different element structures or different atomic element structures will work from a compound point of view. Now, traditionally, this is done in a lab, and there's lots of mixing and preparing and analyzing and data collection. Like, there's a very hefty process involved with manufacturing different compounds. So this kind of this speeds all that up, and so you just have to focus on the research or the hands-on, non-virtual research that you needed to do. Basically, you would normally do in the lab, and so that way you can just focus on the bits in the lab that you needed to do. Anyway, stay tuned for that one. If you're not already subscribed, please check out our blog at blog.lilypad.tech, because that's where you actually, on that note, there is let me switch screens. There we go. There is also a new project report out. So if you want to check that one out, have a look on our blog. Again, blog.lilypad.tech is the place you want to be. There's a whole bunch of interesting stuff in the new one, including talking about the number of resource providers that we've seen on network, which grows daily. Yeah, we're up to 1230 already. That's amazing. Thank you to everyone that's shared their, just updated, 1169. Still, thank you, everyone. They will come back. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's been contributing their GPUs into the network. It's been phenomenal. Again, just to see the growth of the network and see, so many GPUs being added in just because, well, everyone believes in the project, and they're also getting all those amazing Lily bits. So if you haven't yet joined us and you've got capabilities or GPU to be able to share into network, you can check out how to get started. And that's not the link I'm looking for. In our documentation, let me just hijack that URL load. In our documentation, we have a whole section dedicated to hardware providers. Let me make that a bit bigger. There we go. Hardware providers, so you can check out the requirements you're going to need to be able to share your GPU into the network. You can then run through how to run a node using Linux or Docker methods. There we go there. Docker is one of the things that the amazing Titan team has helped contribute to too. So again, thank you. And we're always looking for contributors. If you want to contribute, please reach out, or you can also join the Discord community if you haven't yet, because you can connect to other folks that maybe they're working on building out a new module type, or they've got an idea for a module, or they've got an idea for a contribution to the Lilypad project. So but connecting there, let me grab the link again, which is lilypad.team/discord is the URL you were looking for. And yeah, we would love to have you there. Anyway, and yeah, you can read more about getting started in our documentation about whether you're a resource provider or you want to run jobs on network. Then that is the place there we go there. Or you want to build your own job module, which you can do as well. Because at Lilypad, basically you can use the network. We do off-chain compute using on-chain guarantees. And so what that means is you can run heavy compute containerized workloads on Lilypad. So AI-centric models are pretty, they run extremely well. It's especially with a high amount of GPU available. But yeah, you can actually build your own modules as well. We've seen a lot of people do that. We've seen a lot of it, particularly at hackathons, and I do like hackathons. Never know what you're going to find. Anyway, sign up to the blog if you're not already. You get to see things like the project report, and then the coming BioML blog post series as well, which is currently being worked on by the team. But also we cover off in this project report, which comes out every few weeks. We cover a whole bunch of different topics things we've been working on. So for instance, the 2.8.0 release that just came out not so long ago, and then some kind of covers off some of the things that we fixed in it. Now, we have been doing, for those that have been following, actually, this is one thing I was going to talk about. We've been doing regular releases for Lilypad, version releases. So 2.9.0 should be out, I think, this week, but it may actually be delayed a little bit just because there's there's a few big items in this one. So stay tuned for that. It'll be covered in the project report, and we'll no doubt have some comms around it. But yeah, there is. I've been following some of the engineering chatter, and there's a pretty big discussion going on at the moment around some of the items in that one. So anyway, stay tuned for more on that. We've got also. Let me circle back to that one. Oh yeah, we'll come back to those ones. Anyway, the other one I was going to mention, stay tuned. We're still working out when the next Ponside chats will be. So if you missed episode 2, we had episode 2, I want to say a few weeks ago, but it feels like longer. A lot has happened. Anyway, if you did miss the past episodes, you can check them out at, so the episode 2 was with Ada Tweets, the amazing Ada Tweets, who we had an amazing geek out session. But you can check that out at lilypad.team/pond2. If you wanted to see the first episode, the pilot episode, if you will, with the amazing Dapper Dan, you can check that out at lilypad.team/pond1. Alternatively, they're all on our YouTube. Spoilers. Those short links, they take you to our YouTubes. So you can check that out there. Totally worth seeing if you did miss them. And yeah, we had a pretty great geek out session. We still have a few days left of October, so Hacktober has quite not finished yet, but it is coming to an end. And thank you, special thank you to everyone that contributed code to us for that. We had a few contributions across a couple different repos, including our web UI repo, which powers all the dashboards and stuff that you see, all the support dashboards, and our new website, which is coming soon. So we did have a fair few people contribute to that. So thank you for helping contribute to the project and also creating a great Hacktoberfest. We're still looking for contributions. So again, if you did want to contribute to the project via open source means, doesn't even have to be code. It could be documentation. It could be any number of ways. Please do. Reach out as well. Again, join us on Discord. I've got to get the 53 mentions up. I think I'm behind now. I need like a metric to be able to measure that. Anyway, we'll work on that one for next time. There's a couple things to be doing. Anyway, join us on Discord. We'd still love to chat and even to identify opportunities that you think we could, maybe there's some code that could be tweaked, or you're looking to add a particular document, or you've been running through our tutorials and you found some issues with maybe the flow on explaining how to set up a certain thing. Like, yeah, we'd love to hear about it, and then also contribute, not even just for Hacktoberfest. So anyway, let me take that link off the screen. Now, if you have just joined us, this is the bi-weekly APAC AMA, Lilypad Network AMA. I'm joined here today by Steve Kuchin and Tao Sheng from the Lilypad core team. If you do have a question, comment, we've got stuff to talk about, but we really do want to be interrupted. So if you have a question, please drop it into the chat and we'll be more than happy to answer it. If not, we're going to keep geeking out. And you're still welcome to drop in your questions, comments, and emojis as we go, particularly if we're talking about a certain thing. But please do feel free to interrupt us, because that's what this show is for. Should I mention Discord again? I'm going to put this link on the screen. I'm not even going to mention it, just casually. And if you want to come to that particular link because community is growing, we'd love to have you. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Just to be different. Anyway, we had a couple of other news things we're going to talk about, and then we're going to poke around a few different repos that we've got. Actually, one from the community, which is amazing. And then we might get to that game. I must not forget about the game. This is completely unrelated to AI things. It's just a nostalgic trip down nostalgia lane. But for those that remember Winamp back in the day, it was the bee's knees for MP3 playing. Let me say, well, not just MP3, any music format. This Winamp is like OG of music players, and it's gained like everyone. I mean, pretty much most people should know or have heard about it, or have heard the legends. I guess you'd call it the internet legends. Anyway, it's kind of made a comeback, which I've been kind of happy to see, but then I was at the same time, it's a big mixed bag. I saw it was making a comeback, and I was like, oh, Winamp's amazing. But then I was like looking at it going, I don't really have MP3s. Like, how am I going to use it? Anyway, it's made a bit of a comeback, but it has this week also, well, recently, some of the code was taken down. I don't completely know why, and they're kind of a bit vague in the article, but I just was going to mention it because Winamp's back, and well, it's obviously trying to find its new feet because it's well, as they explain in the article, it's not really an open source license, but it's kind of an open source license. And I suspect there's some components, and I think it might be Windows related because they seem to mention the Windows version being taken down only. I suspect there might be some type of library or driver or something which is not open source, so therefore it's not open source. But anyway, it is kind of partially back, and I believe you can still find parts of this floating around somewhere on a GitHub not too far away, but the main repo has been taken down. So anyway, on another note, check out this amazing statue Switzerland's put in to honor Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, when I first saw it, I mean, you know, it's an art installation, but still the way that they've got, I love the fact that it almost looks like the Matrix code. You know, when you see the an object in Matrix code on display, it kind of shimmers away and it has like the lines going through it. Anyway, I just really liked it, so I just thought I'd mention it, and it's totally on topic because we're, you know, we've got our own chain. Anyway, that was all. I was just highlighting. We do have a comment, which is pretty cool. Any updates on tokenomics release? Stay tuned on that one, Zipper. Put that one on screen. It's a good question. Stay tuned on that one. No, I don't at this stage, but stay tuned because I know it is definitely being worked on because I have seen the meetings and seen the chatter, and yes, it is being worked on currently. So yes, stay tuned on that one. Now to the next thing, which obviously for those iPhone owners or Apple owners in the on the stream or watching, you'll no doubt be aware that there's some new AI-centric features being built into operating systems now. Well, not even just on iPhone. Windows obviously has also their own version of this coming as well. Well, built into their platforms as they do, but actually my phone, I updated my phone last night, so I have 18.1. I haven't had a chance to play with it fully yet, but there's a few new screens and options for the Apple Intelligence, as it's called. So if you do have an iPhone and you're able to update, obviously that latest version 18 update is going to, well, bring with it a whole suite of new features. My only hope with a lot of these user experiences, or I'm going to call it AI UX. There you go. It's a whole new vertical, I think, because the only thing I think is missing with this is a lot of these AI-centric features being built in make so many assumptions for me as a user. Like they almost try to anticipate, but then also tell you how you should use the user interface. And it's like, no, I'm still the user. I want to do it this way, and you should learn that. Anyway, I hope they do get there, and I think it might be a little backwards and forwards until they do. But I feel a lot of these processes built in, while useful and helping you day to day or whatever, they still need to take into account that a user is using the phone, not an AI with the user using the phone. So I hope they do that. And I've had similar problems in my car as well. But anyway, that's a whole other story. It's like, don't assume. Ask first and be like, well, I saw you hit this button 3 times. I prefer you did this. But do you want to do this? It's like, yeah, that's the way I want to use this thing. Anyway, they've forgotten the user, and I hope they do find their way. They'll get there. It's still early days. But the one thing I was going to mention, this was the article that caught my eye, is Apple's offering a $1 million, I'm guessing that's USD because it's a USD company, but to anyone that can complete task with a new AI system. So it's basically when with Apple Intelligence, it essentially it goes through like everything in your phone to be able to give you faster answers. From what I can tell, I haven't switched it all on yet. In fact, I turned a couple settings off just because I was like, no, I want to have time to work through what it's doing and how it's doing it and where it does it, etc. Anyway, when it goes through and searches all your personal information, that's stored in like there's a word they call for it. The word that they use to describe it, but essentially it's private compute cloud. There it is. So all that information is stored in a little private compute cloud, which only that AI-centric model can access, and Apple can't see it, which is interesting because we hope that these AI processes is benevolent and that somebody is checking the AI code that they're deploying to be able to do this to make sure, well, it's not going to do bad stuff. I mean, this is a point of open source, right? So that these sort of things can be, identified and fixed, and as a community, everyone can sort of go like work out the governance behind it and how it should be used. Yeah, but this one maybe not so much is not doing that. So I really do hope that they move towards that path, because I mean that's what we're trying to solve with the decentralization of AI and AI centric processes, is to make sure that everything's transparent, everything's clear, and everyone gets an input into how these things should be managed and run and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, there, Apple's put down a bounty to offer money to anyone who can crack it and pull personal information out of there. So I hope no one does, because that means it's secure. But at the same time, I hope the other side of that is, well, maybe the processes they're deploying need to be looked at to say that they're doing everything they should be doing. So anyway, yeah, interesting times. I think a lot of this gets turned on next week fully, or it starts. Well, it's starting to roll out now, but everyone will be upgrading towards next week. So interesting times ahead. Speaking of AI, Meta has. Oh, go. So I just decided to switch the tabs around. I thought it was a good tangent. Anyway, actually, just quickly for a moment, if you've just joined the stream, you're with Steve Kuchin and Tao Shang from the Lilypad core team. This is the Lilypad Network bi-weekly AMA. If you have any questions, comments, or emojis, please put them into the chat. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about, but please disrupt us if you have something you want to ask, or even if you just want to comment about the things we're talking on. We'd love to hear from you. Can also join us on, there's this platform called Discord. Sometimes I mention it, sometimes I don't. This time I am. We'd love to have you there. There we go. I wish they would put these banners on hotkeys. That would be cool. I could just be like Command 1 or something. Anyway, maybe they've got a feature thing I can request. Oh, actually, maybe they have a Discord I can join, and then I can tell them there. Either way, you can join us on our Discord and join the growing community. We have nearly 4,000 people and growing. So yeah, we'd love to continue the conversation there beyond this live stream or even during. So anyway, Meta has a new LM. They call it Spirit LM. And of course, it's almost Halloween for those in the US, or if you celebrate it in your part of the world, wherever you're in. But Meta introduces Spirit LM, which is an open source model. I love the open source model part. That already has won me over. I do need to try this. It combines text and speech input outputs, which is really interesting because I mean, from a development, even a hardware point of view, you could create some really fun stuff with that. Actually, total tangent, but this would be completely fun in some type of escape room. Oh, that'll be cool. Oh, now I've gone down a smart house route. It's like, well, if you could combine all that thing. Anyway, we'll save that one for a future project. But yeah, this new model, which I think is only available for research at the moment, from what I could see. But this new model has a lot more input interactivity to be able to do a whole bunch of new stuff, including it has the potential to increase productivity, creativity, and quality of life while accelerating advancements in areas like medical research and scientific discovery. There we go. Yeah, pretty cool. If you can get hands-on with it, be worth checking out to see its capabilities, and also if you can build it into any. There we go. It's only available. That's right. I did see this, and I went to go try and find it to play around with it because I thought that could be fun. I know where to get some GPUs to run this on. Let's take it for a spin. But it's only available at the moment, and obviously this will probably change, I imagine, because I mean it is open source under Meta's Fair Non-Commercial Research License. So essentially, you can tinker on it for a home project, but you can't use it at scale just yet. But I mean, no doubt it's coming, or a version of it's coming. So which is pretty cool, and big props to Meta for making it. I wanted to say open source, but now that I've read that non-commercial license thing, I mean, it's kind of open source, but yeah, anyway, it kind of is. Still might be worth checking out. Speaking of GPUs, I don't know if anyone saw this, but there was a bit of news around Linus, the creator of, the creator, the founder of Linux, this week. And it, as a coder of 30 years, as a dev of 30 years, I don't feel old at all. This did take me back a couple of tech generations ago, when this debate. It's always that whole your shitty hardware is ruining my really good code debate between developer and operations. A little bit, tiny bit, or the classic, front end versus back end developer. Your front end, my back end, etc. My back end code. Anyway, Linux is basically talking about buggy hardware and completely theoretical attacks on essentially the kernels or firmware for hardware-specific devices. In particular, the lack of support sometimes certain hardware vendors can offer or do offer in drivers and all that sort of stuff. So it's definitely an interesting read. He does have a valid point, I think, and I think this is where Linus is a very open source centric person, obviously, because the entire industry has grown up around him, literally, from work that Linus has done. And tip of the hat, because none of us would be here without the work and the contributions he's made, nor the community that's built around that open source movement. We're all I always like to think of myself as a lifelong student of open source, because, well, that's how I got here. He does have a point, is that I think to a degree, and obviously he mentioned certain hardware companies in there, and then also some issues that they've faced, or that they're not addressing when it comes to support of kernel and firmware licensing. So, or not licensing, but not only licensing, libraries, kernels, all the support stuff that the entire industry is built off. And yeah, there's anyway, definitely worth a read. You can literally Google Linus is fed up, and news articles will appear. So this is great SEO. Linus is fed up. He's kicked the can. Anyway, that was just some news that we'd spotted around the tech ecosystem that we wanted to chat about, and we found interesting. If you've got some, I don't know why I'm still scrolling through that. If you've got some news that you wanted to share or you found interesting, please join us on Discord, join the community, and share it into one of our many channels, or one of our many discussions that we have, or that our community has ongoingly. So lilypad.team/discord is the link you're looking for. This is the bi-weekly AMA. You're joined here today with Steve Kuchin and Tao Sheng. So we've actually got more to talk about, which we're going to go into now. But again, if you do have anything you want to interrupt us with, please do feel free to jump in. Speaking of open source contributions, Tao Sheng.
Yes. Cool. I think you can share your links. You just talk about the news and the links in the Discord. I think that is good for the community to check it offline, to read it offline. Yep. Just now you share the links.
I agree. Yeah, I'll drop those into the Discord. So make sure you're joining there for those watching at home.
Yeah, make sure to join.
Speaking of open source contributions, somebody created a new thing this week. Someone from our community. I think it was it Cal Basser? I think it was.
Yes.
Shout out to Cal Basser. Thank you for now. I think this came about. I was reading the thread on this. I think this came about because, well, Cal Basser wanted to find an easier way to track and watch on-chain activity. So we have a new site asset, or community-generated site asset, called Lilypad RP Node Checker, which is really cool. It is, of course, open source. I'm going to put the link into the chat. Again, I'll drop this into, well, it's actually already on Discord as well. I'm going to drop the link into the chat now. I think that's just going to go through to YouTube. So if you are watching on or listening to us on Twitter, or you're watching on LinkedIn, yeah, you have to join us on Discord. I was trying to think where to. Is the Lilypad AM? Yes, that's right. Roadbreck just pointed out that Cab, I'm probably saying it wrong now that I'm looking at the name, Cabularasa is the, you know what, I'm just going to put it on screen. There we go. Yes, Cabular. Now I'm saying it. Now I can't say it. Anyway, that person in Discord who built this repository is the Lilypad ambassador, or is one of the Lilypad ambassadors. So let me bring up actually I think they're also listed. Yes, they are on our open source contributor or open sorcerers board. So you can see more. There we are. There. Actually, let me make that a bit bigger. There we go. Yay, responsive. And then you can also see the current list of ambassadors as well in the ambassador rewards tab as well. And this is actually open source too. So if anyone wants to contribute to that particular repository, this is the web UI. Scary that I exactly knew what URL to go to without even. Anyway, I've been working in this one a lot lately on our new website, which is hiding around in here. But it's a mono repo, and it actually has a few of our site assets in it, including the OSS site, which is available. There we go. Rewards dashboard is that particular site. The info dashboard is this one here, which actually I'm going to go to because I'm going to grab a. Make it a bit bigger. I'm going to grab one of those wallet addresses to test out the other Lilypad dashboard, the new one, while that's loading. But yeah, the web UI repo is where a lot of our support site, internal public support sites are housed, stored, built, etc. And you can test it out for yourself. You can take it for a spin. That's in the main Lilypad /tech repository organization, all collection of repositories. Repository I. No, we'll come back to that one. Oh yeah, I'm going to grab one of these addresses. We'll grab the top one, and then I think we can just enter it in here. Can I add notes? Oh, there we go. And then it can bring back. Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool. Actually, I hadn't tried that yet, so yay, it worked. There was no doubt. And it's open source anyway. If it didn't, or we wanted to contribute to it, anyone can add to it as well. But yeah, this will actually check the contribute. Oh, that hover over is cool. There we go. And it gives you all the stats on the different wallet address. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. And again, thank you for the those contribs. Oh, I don't know why I struggle with that. It's great to see not only that growing community, but just everyone getting involved and helping add to the project, and well, helping add to everyone else being able to contribute as well, particularly the elements like this, which help other people be able to see. I think I can just keep adding wallets to this as well, which is great. Yep, it'll just keep adding. Huh, that's fun. Anyway, yeah, how it helps create build on that transparency so that everyone can see, what's going on with the on-chain data, what's the status being returned on the different proof of work activities, like what's happening with the actual network itself. It just surfaces extra information so that people can see what's going on and how it's all working. Oh, it does. Oh, and there's a refresh there as well. That's really cool. So yeah, thank you. Actually, you know what I haven't done yet that I need to do, and so should all of you, is I'm going to star that. There we go, because that is awesome. And yeah, thank you for adding that, and seeing a need. Oh, look at that write up. See, I really come to appreciate, as a developer, just having that documentation there, because it is big help. Particularly, sometimes there's those times where you build something out and then you don't look at it for a little while, you don't work on the code, you're doing all this other stuff, and of course you can't store all that in your head. And then you come back to this because you have to fix something or you have an idea, and then you have to try and remember how it all works again and how to where everything is. And having those notes there not only helps you, but it helps, well, everyone else, and helps encourage people to contribute. So anyway, thank you again for building that out. And if you want to get involved, please feel free to either, well, add to the repository itself. I'm going to put that into, I already have put it in chat. or join us on Discord and share your thoughts or share your ideas, or even just reach out and see if there's anything that needs to be done, or if maybe there's some to-do items, things that didn't get added to, or if you've just got those ideas, like something you wanted to add to make it better, or you think could be added. But I think even a mode will pop up. Anyway, that's a later thing. But yeah, keep those contributions coming, because that is it's great to see. Actually, what was this built in? Does it say? Oh, there we go. React. Oh yeah, okay. It's React. Speaking of React, actually, we have a new support. Well, it was kind of a bit of a fun internal team building thing, which we kind of a few of us threw together some quick code during the week. Let me see if I can get to it from here. I should have had it open, but 2 secs. I'll just find the link. It was something we threw together quickly during the week on the back of a kind of a bit of an internal joke. There it is. Got it. Came up during the week, and we thought it could be a little bit of a fun team building thing. But everyone remember the classic game rock paper scissors? Well, we created a Web3 centric version of this. Now it is open source and it's by no means perfect. I mean, we've got a very healthy list of everything to be working on as a team at the moment, which we are doing quite profusely. But it kind of came about because as a distributed team, we're all over the planet, and so when we get on calls, it's GM or GN is usually the thing we say. So it's like you get a bit quick saying it because sometimes there's a couple calls in during the day, so it's like GM GN, and after a while it started to sound like jam jam, so we just started saying jam jam. So anyway, we created a bit of a game for it. It's a rock paper scissors type clone, but it's jam jam. Well, this repository, it's all open sourced, obviously. Again, it's by no means perfect, but it's jam jam the game. Now it has a website. It's nothing super comprehensive, but essentially it allows you to play rock paper scissors, but with GM, GN, or we needed a third option, so we came up with GD, because this is something I've always pondered. Like in space, right? There's no morning, there's no night, unless of course the ship you're on like adheres to some type of time of day, or type of time of day. So the universal way to greet somebody would be good, GD, good day, or good night, I suppose. Anyway, we added GD as the third option because we needed a third option. So there's GM, GN, and GD. Now, GM beats GN, GN beats GD, and GD beats GM. There's no particular order to that. It was just random. There's very little thought around it other than, well, if you got up in the morning, you probably have more energy, so GM beats GM. And good night beats good day, because I don't know why. But GD beats GM because it's more a universal greeting. Anyway, what it lets you do, it randomly generates you a name when you join, just based on a couple of different arrays, is play rock, paper, scissors with somebody. Tao Sheng, do you want to join? Can you join in a browser? And then maybe we can get it to, there's like 2 bugs that no one's had time to fix because we've been busy. Now I'm going to send you the link in the private chat. If you can join, it's using Express and also sockets.
Wait.
The only thing is you're gonna see my screen and what I choose. So you choose first. Okay, so as soon as someone joins, you get a game up. Now you choose one, and don't tell me what it is, and I'm just gonna randomly pick one. Okay, pick one of the 3. You got to pick one of these. You should have it on your screen. Let me know once you've picked, and then I'll just pick one. Did you get one?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pick GN. Okay. And then it does a countdown. Ah, you won. Should we, I actually tried to get it to play like streaming emojis, like back in GeoCities day. Anyway, it didn't do it. And then you can start a new game. So let's do one more because we're here and it's working. All right, you choose. Oh, there we go. think I just want to win one. Ah, we both chose the same. It's surprising how often that happens. All right. Whoops. Oh, that one. Ah, see, that was a bug that I used to have problems with anyway. All right. You can see what I'm choosing, so I'm probably going to lose every time. Oh, I won one. There we go. Anyway, it's not very involved code. It was literally just a quick little fun thing. But if you want to check it out, jamjam.tech is the website. I actually need to put a link on there to say if you want to see the code, go here. But so this is the site for Jam Jam, the official game. It's nothing super duper complex. Let me go back to and exit out of that. It's publicly available. It's on our repo. Again, there's nothing really fancy in this. We didn't have a whole lot of time. It was just kind of one of those fun, quick things that we wanted to do. But yeah, feel free to poke around it. It uses SQLite. It's using sockets, and well, that's probably about the complexity to it, really. There's not a whole lot of logic in it. It was it's just if this beats that, pretty much. But feel free to poke around it, contribute to it if you want, use it if you want, fork it, make it better. Actually, this almost became, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the TV show Big Bang Theory, but was it they had rock, scissors, paper, lizard, Spock. I'm missing one. Oh, I'm so uncool. Anyway, we can add more input options to it. So I couldn't think of what to replace like lizard and Spock with, but if anyone has any ideas, please open a pull request because yeah, it could be a little bit fun. Anyway, check it out. Jamjam.tech is the website. Now somehow we don't have much longer left. I just realized we have maybe like 12 minutes. So if you've just joined us, this is not the jamjam.tech Power Hour. This is the Lilypad Network AMA. And you joined here today with Steve Kuchin and Tao Sheng from the Lilypad Network core team. We're here to answer any questions that you have. Also would love to hear your comments on anything we're talking about. We do have stuff planned, but please interrupt us with any questions that you have. And we also do like the occasional emoji. So if you find what we're talking about interesting, or you just want to put an emoji into a chat, please feel free to do so. Yeah, any combination of emojis is always amusing and accepted. We did have one more thing I thought to go through, but maybe not. No, actually, I think that might have been it. Tao Sheng, did you have anything you wanted to jump in with? Anything you wanted to mention, say?
I wanted to say about the coming features about the new reward system based on the car info. A little bit update about that is we almost finished the test and verify about the rewards based on the car info, not only based on the POW. Based on the car info, we found that we can get more clear information about the resource providers, how many cars you have, and how many what types of the cars the resource provider have, and even how many address you build over your card. So we will figure out this address and analysis internally about maybe some cheating behaviors. We will figure out. And please embrace the new version of the Lilypad with the card info, and maybe the reward points will be changed as the new mechanism based on the card info. But I think the core team have did lots of work to make sure the reward point is fair, is reasonable based on your type of GPU, and that is a progress, and that is improvement and upgrade of Lilypad. And welcome to the feedback about any issues related to this card info mechanism, card info based mechanism, and we are going to launch the new version of Lilypad, please stay tuned and keep to update the software, and welcome to feedback. And if you have any issues, please come back to us.
That is a really good point, and something I should remember to mention, probably more than the Discord link. Which is, yeah, please make sure you've got the latest version of Lilypad running. We actually deployed some stuff recently that to the network that actually lets us capture that and identify resource providers or anyone needing to update their version. So please make sure you've got the latest version. Like I said earlier, the 2.9.0 release might be a little bit delayed because there's some major things coming in that, including some improvements to, as Tao Sheng was saying, to the card info that we're capturing and that is sent through networks. So the purpose of this, and obviously one of our core mission ethos, is making decentralized AI transparent and making sure it's democratized properly. So we want to make sure that there is no cheating, there's no one faking GPUs on network, which is really, really important to, for not only network reputation, but also to make sure that jobs run as they should be run and as expected on networks. So if you do run a resource provider, thank you for adding into network. Please make sure you update your version down the track. I believe we may start bumping those off, or anyone that's got especially a very old version of Lilypad that hasn't updated for a while, they will be bumped off network because it's just creating a lot of traffic that we already have a lot of traffic, and obviously once we go full launch TGE etc. mainnet, then we're expecting an extremely lot of traffic as you would imagine as we start to ramp up. So please keep those resource providers and any installables updated to the latest versions to make sure you're getting the latest release. You can find out more about a lot of that upcoming activity, of course, by, what was I going to say here? Oh yeah, join the Discord. I probably didn't say it 53 times this time, but sometimes some live streams it does feel like I may mention it a few times. But this will probably be the last one. Oh no, it won't. There's still 5 minutes. I probably get another 20 in. But yeah, please join us on Discord because you'll find out about this and a whole bunch more. And as Tao Sheng said, we're always looking for your feedback. So whether it's pull request or even a message or raise an issue on our GitHub, but you can also drop into Discord and chat any ideas through any ideas with the team, or with or even just get involved in some of the other discussions that are happening, because there's always some chatter going on Discord and with the Lilypad team, because there's always someone awake usually, just because we've got people all over the planet. The sun never sets because there's always someone online. Anyway, that of course is also, there we go, another good prelude to say, if you haven't yet started, look at that, 49 stars. It needs one more person to get us to 50. But if you haven't yet started the repo, we would very much love if you did, particularly if you're using us or if you're contributing. Please keep those stars coming. Also, we are always looking for contributors, and there's a lot of different parts of the project for somebody to contribute on, not necessarily on the code side, but if you are good with Golang, or you want to even just get familiar with using Golang, the Lilypad deployment is predominantly written in Go, so which is really cool, but it could also just be updating READMEs or documentation. Even our documentation is open source. So if you are reading through and you find something that you think could be worded better, to make that screen a bit bigger, please feel free to contribute. Always looking for contributors and always very appreciative of the contributions we do get. So yeah, keep those coming in. Well, we are getting close to time. So if anyone has any questions, comments, or emojis, please drop it into the chat over the next few minutes, or you can join us. Oh, see, I did sneak in another one. You can also join us on Discord. Beyond this, or if you've watching this recording and something jumps into mind and you want to share, please drop it into Discord, and we can continue the conversation there. You can also follow us on social media, and also follow our blog on blog.lilypad.tech. So you can find out more well through our website as well. This is not the new website, by the way. New website is coming. There we go there. Ta-da! Yeah, we do have a new website coming, and we're getting close to that being finally released. So yeah, it's been team's been extremely busy working away on a whole bunch of different things. Anyway, I think that's all we've got time for now. Don't know what screen I'm going back to. Anyway, let's go back to that one. There we go. Well, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. As I said, the next live stream, this particular live stream, the next one will be in Mandarin, and then the one after 2 weeks after that we'll be doing another one of these in English. That'll be in December. No, that'll be late November. Anyway, yeah. So the next one, Tao Sheng will be running the Mandarin-centric one. Totally welcome to join. Obviously, it's going to be majority of it will be in Mandarin. So if you are familiar with Mandarin and can follow along, please join us there. Anyone else is welcome to join. Just won't have, well, until it hits YouTube, we may not have subtitles on it. I think YouTube auto-generates subtitles, but we'll check that out. If you had something you want to see on the show, please, again, join us on Discord, reach out on our socials. So lilypad_tech on Twitter, or X as it's now known, or sometimes called. It's weird. I see it meant called still Twitter, and I still call it Twitter because it's always going to be. But anyway, Twitter X, it never really took off. Anyway, yeah, reach out, let us know even if you maybe you want to come on and have a chat or share a project that you want to talk about, then please reach out. We'd love to have you, and always love geeking out. I think that's probably about all for us today. So if you, yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to geek out with you. Hopefully you got something from this. Yeah, thanks for listening. And we will see you next time. Tao Sheng, do you have any final thoughts, comments? Did you want to do a bit of a farewell in Mandarin?
Yes, of course. Firstly, I want to say stay tuned for the AMA Mandarin session, and 谢谢大家，欢迎大家一起来构建 Web3 和 AI， 特别是 Lilypad 的项目。谢谢大家。
Amazing. Thank you. We'll see you all next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jumping to the future, it's time to emerge. Lilypad Network, we're here to stay, taking you on a journey in a groundbreaking way. We're the frogs in the